Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Hearthstone deck video. Today I'm presenting you a so-called Egg Druid deck that was originally played by Gadgetzan a few days ago. I've changed two cards, dropping both runic eggs and instead playing a loot hoarder now for a bit more consistent card draw. So I'm not sure if you can call the deck Egg Druid anymore because we are now running only the dragon eggs. So not a single other egg in the deck, but let's call it Egg Druid, right? So the deck consists of a lot of small creatures like the Squire, Enchanted Raven, and then you have buff stuff like the Mark of the Lotus, you have a Lance Carrier that allows you to buff a card, you have the Mark of the Wild, the Mark of Ishari, and Power of the Wild. So lots of buff stuff, and then you just spawn your stuff on the board, make it bigger and bigger with your buffs, and also in the end play a Soul of the Forest, so if your opponent is able to AoE the whole board, you just get some 2/2s on the board, so no problem then. With the Savage Roar you have a nice finisher, and as you can see the mana curve is really low. Highest card is 4 cost, that will be the Soul of the Forest or the Defender of Argus, one of those. And you should be able to clear your opponent in maybe 5 turns, maybe 6, sometimes even faster. Sometimes you are able to kill the enemy in 4 turns. You will definitely see that in some games. So it is a fun deck to play if you want to be more aggressive and not trying to play the Jade Golem stuff. So let's head into some games and see how the deck performs on the ladder. First opponent using a mage that is always able to kill early stuff, so need to be careful there. We have the Soul of the Forest, which is a nice card on turn 4. On turn 3 if we use the coin. We have the Mark of the Lotus and the Mounted Raptor. I really want to see another 2-drop here, so we can play maybe the Enchanted Raven and Mark of the Lotus plus a 2-drop on turn 2. So are we dropping the Soul of the Forest or the Mounted Raptor? Probably the Soul of the Forest and the Mounted Raptor. Let's go for both and get the juicy 2-drop. Another 1-drop would also be fine. There's a Dragon Egg and Power of the Wild. Yeah, that looks strong.
Happy Feast of Winter Vale.
Happy Feast of Winter
And the Mark of the Wild. So what we are doing here is dropping the Enchanted Raven and the Dragon Egg. We will then play either the Mark of the Lotus or the Power of the Wild. It depends on if we get another 1-drop. So there's a Cult Sorcerer, which is pretty dangerous. And that means we could play the Living Roots here and create more stuff with the Mark of the Lotus. But I really want to get rid of the Cult Sorcerer. So we need to kill that then with the Enchanted Raven. Otherwise he can easily trade. Can he? I mean, he could play the Arcane Explosions. That is definitely possible. If we're running into that, the board will get cleared. I really like to kill that now. Chance is low that he's getting that, but there's always a chance. And I don't want to lose support here.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Savage Roar. And we could play the Mark of the Wild here, taking care of the Apprentice. He's not getting any cheap spells if he's dropping the Flame Waker next turn. We're trading and hitting him for 2, we're spawning at 2-1 and next turn Power of the Wild. And maybe even another creature if we find one. If we find Soul of the Forest, we will play that. So he's using the Fire Blast here, clearing the 2-1. Defender of Argus, Defender of Argus. That changing anything? Probably not. At least not for now. We can just push more damage in the face. So down to 20. He's definitely not running Blizzard here, so Flameswag comes at turn 6. Be fine until then. Ooh, Fireball. That's a lot for a small creature. Mounted Raptor, so gonna play that. We will of course play Power of the Wild here, buffing the minions. Then he's down to 17. Next turn we have 7 currently on the board, and Savage Roar will push another 6, so that will be 13. If we find another Savage Roar, we win the game. Right there. Okay, drawing another card. Soul of the Forest. I like that more than playing the Savage Roar. We can't kill him this turn, because currently we only have 9 damage on the board, and Savage Roar would push another 6, so that will be 15. But with the Soul of the Forest we make sure that if he's getting rid of the board, there's a concede. Okay, so don't need that. So with the Soul of the Forest we make sure in this situation that if he's clearing the board with some stuff, we are still getting our minions on the board and then can use the Savage Roar turn after that. Our second game is against the Shaman, which is always able to clear the board early on with stuff like the Maelstrom Portal, so that's definitely dangerous. Living Roots will get us 2 Zeppelings on the board, and with the Mark of the Wild we could buff one of those Zeppelings. And we are starting, so if he's starting with the Tunnel Trog, for example, we could create the 2 Zeppelings on turn 1 and then the Mark of the Wild, and we are able to kill the Tunnel Trog. And also, it gives us the power to survive. At least one of the minions will survive the Maelstrom Portal, if he's not dropping that on turn 1 with a coin. Mounted Raptor, so we have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, nice curve. And also the Mark of the Lotus, which might be even better on the Zeppelings. If he's clearing the board here, okay, that's not the case. If he's clearing the board, then that would be pretty bad for us because we don't have anything to play then that turn. So we found Power of the Wild here. We now can play Mark of the Wild. We can play the Power of the Wild. We're definitely not dropping the Mark of the Lotus because the Power of the Wild is more efficient right now. I guess we are, let's see, we will play Mounted Raptor. I guess we can keep the buff card for now. And let's just hit him here for 4. He has no Maelstrom Portal, otherwise he would have played that earlier on the first turn with the coin. That's just a Totem Golem. Bouncer Finley, which gives us a new hero power. Taking the Fire Blast. Then let's use the Power of the Wild here. Buffing our minions. And let's just hit him for 6 on the face. Could drop a Flame Tongue Totem to improve the Totem Golem stats here. That would be enough to kill the Zeppelin. Otherwise, for 3 mana, what will he play? Ooh, a Lightning Storm, that is devastating. But he's still losing the Totem Golem and we still have Finley on the board. Okay, let's drop the Mountain Raptor, Mark of the Lotus, buffing more, another 3 in his face. He has played his first AoE spell, unlikely that he has another one in hand. Also, he can't even play it right now, because he has played the coin. So the biggest card he could play would be the Maelstrom Portal, and that is not clearing anything. Here comes the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, there's a Lightning Bolt. And that should be it. That's his turn. Yeah. Lance Carrier. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's buff our minion first, see if we can get another strong card. Ooh. Okay, we could drop that now on the Mounted Raptor as well. But then we are running into trouble if he's using a Hex. So maybe we are keeping the Mark for now. Let's play the Lance Carrier and buff the minion here to 8 damage. So we have the same damage output. But if he's hexing the Mounted Raptor, we still have a 2-2 buff for next turn instead of only a 2 attack buff. There's the Hex. So, funny, that's a beast, so we can draw another card here. Ooh, Living Roots, definitely playing that. Power of the Wild, buffing the board. So we're pushing another 5 points. He's down to 4 without any healing. He is now dead next turn. If he's playing the water speaker healing, he is going down to, how much is the healing? 6? 6 it was, or 4? Not sure right now. But that's not enough for him to survive longer. We can push 10 damage here. 6 it is. So he's back to 10. We can push 10. We get some portal, isn't clearing anything. He's not getting a taunt. So that's another fast victory. Also the Savage Roar. Ooh, that would be even more damage. Game 3. And we are up against the Rogue. Which should definitely be a pretty good matchup if he's not very aggressive here. And the starting hand is excellent. We have the Living Woods, we have the Squire, Mark of the Lotus and the Dragon Egg. So what we are doing is using the Living Woods and either the Squire or the Dragon Egg on turn 1. Then Mark of the Lotus and the other 1-drop on turn 2. Having a super strong board. And if we find a Savage Roar here for turn 3, then we can just win the game, maybe even on turn 3. Let's see. So, Living Roots. And let's go for the Dragon Egg. Oh, there you go. He's killing one of the Zeppelings. We'll drop the Squire, Mark of the Lotus. That's a Savage Roar. Not bad. Yeah, well, the agent without his 2 damage. That is devastating. Finding a loot hoarder. So if we use the Savage Roar now, we can push currently 7, 15 damage, so he would be down to 9. But he can then trade. We could just play the Mark of the Wild here on the Dragon Egg. Then he is really in trouble clearing that. And we can use the Savage Roar next turn maybe. So just pushing 7 points of damage right now.
Thank you.
And he's not finding a Zap, which would be the best card for him. So he's just going down. And another Savage Roar. So let's play the first one. He is down to 4, and we will win the game next turn. Even if he's clearing the board, we will just play the second Savage Roar and hit him with the hero power.
Well played.
That was pretty devastating and really shows how fast the deck is. There's a coin, counterfight coin. He's using a cold blood on the agent. So what's your plan? There's a concede, okay. So more or less turn 4 victory.